Have you ever bought a plant and it was doing well for a while until suddenly it doesn't? And it leaves you wondering what is going on, how do I save them? Today I want to talk about how I help my customer troubleshoot their plant problems when they take a photo and send the photo of their plants to me, or when they make an appointment and bring the plants to the store. When a customer brings in plants, I will probably check the leaves and the roots first. I will check the leaves just to make sure that the plant is not declining because of some type of pest. I will check the roots next. If the roots are healthy, then the rest of the plants can be nurtured back into good health. If the roots are not doing well, then it's really difficult for the whole plant to flourish. So definitely check the roots first to make sure that it's white and firm and not black or mushy. Check the leaves and the roots first to make sure that it's not pest and it's not root rot. That way you eliminate two possible causes of why your plant is declining. I have previously made a video on how to observe plants for pests, what the damage looks like, so you could check out on the link up there. So a few months ago, I went to see a dermatologist for the first time since I got to the United States, because I suddenly have like these rashes that occur on my body, and like I didn't know what happened. It wouldn't go away. So I went to see a doctor. Now, I wouldn't trust the doctor very much if they see it and then suddenly tell me, okay, this is what's wrong with you, ABC, without asking me the questions about what my lifestyle is or what's happening, or how has the symptoms occur. So these are the questions that I would ask my clients or customers about their conditions, the condition of their plants in their home, in order to diagnose the issue in a more holistic way. So there are 6 elements I look at for plants' overall health, and those are light, water, soil, nutrients, and humidity or temperature. So these are the 6 big things that I would be asking my customers about. I would ask them, where is the plant located, right? How far is it from the window, and which directions is your window facing? Because a lot of the time, the plants are placed in a spot where it doesn't get enough light, even though the room looks bright. But if it's placed too far from the window, the plant actually is not getting enough light for them to process the water and then create the food for themselves. So the health is slowly declining. I would ask them about like how often, how much they water, and if there are certain changes in the environment. For example, when we transition from spring to summer, I would ask them if they have increased the amount of watering or the frequency when they water the plants. So that's the second question I would ask them to make sure that they're not over watering or under watering their plants. Next, I would look into the soil health. I would ask them to like feel the soil. If it's crispy and crunchy or like hard and firm on the top, it's possible that the soil has been in that pot for a long time and it has been compacted. So the roots might not get oxygen or water that they need, because when the soil is compacted and we water the plants, the water tends to flow through right away instead of having the soil absorbing the water. Nutrients. Sometimes plants will have leaves that are yellowing, especially the bottom older leaves. When that happens, it usually means that the plant is not getting enough nutrients from the soil. They have to pull out the nutrients from the older leaves instead. So sometimes when the plant is losing their bottom leaves, it's usually a fertilizer issue or nutrients issue. And if there has been no particular issue about the main problems that I asked before about light, water, and soil or nutrients, then I would prompt further, has this plant been close to the window in the winter, or has it been close to the heater? Is there like some kind of air that blow onto them, and that could cause the plant to suffer as well? So once I ask all the questions, then I would be able to deduct what could have happened to the plant. Maybe it's getting too much light or too little light. It's getting too much water or too little water. However, if there's a sign on the leaves that seems like a fungal infection, which is usually when the leaves are like brown in a C shape, then I would prompt them further. Is there any airflow in your space? Is there some kind of fan that's running all the time? Especially if we turn on a humidifier and the plant is right next to the humidifier, the water can collect on their leaves, and that could be a good environment for fungal infection to happen. So when we're talking about plant disease, it has three elements into it. One is the plant itself, that's what we call the host. The pathogen, which is the element that causes disease. So it could be fungal infection, so that would be the pathogen would be fungi. It could be bacterial infection. It could be pest, or it could be nematodes. So the pathogen is basically like what caused the symptom to happen. And then lastly, what we want to look at is the environment. Some environment can cause some infection to happen easier than others. For example, fungal infection usually occurs when the environment is humid and there's no airflow. So the lack of oxygen causes the fungal and bacteria to grow, and that causes your plants to get fungal or bacterial infection. If there is a fungal or bacterial infection issue, usually it's really hard to distinguish them because the symptom looks very similar. So some plant leaf will be brown, just similar to root rot. So after some research, I think what people recommend is to just use fungicide to water your plants or to spray on the leaves. And if it doesn't get any better, it could be bacterial infection. And at that point, it's better to just cut off those leaves because there's no antibacterial for plants just yet. In summary, look at the leaves and the root first to eliminate the potential cause of pest and root rot, and then ask yourself the holistic plant care questions in order to figure out what could have gone wrong in the process of your care. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like the video. That helps us a lot. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And would love to hear in the comments if you have any other tips to give to new plant parents if they struggle to find out what is going on with their plants. Alright, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.